Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to break down my top 5 picks for the most cursed items within the Wheel of Time universe. I'll be digging into the lore of these items, and while I won't mention any moments of their usage within the series, it will contain general information about them. So if you are someone who prefers not to know any background details until you stumble upon them in the book series, this video may not be for you. And if you like these types of lore videos, let me know by liking this one and subscribe to the channel. So let's begin. The Wheel of Time book series is not confined to the genre of pure horror, but does include undercurrents of mature themes and sinister moments. As you dive deeper into the series, the tapestry unravels, revealing violence, psychological torment, body horror, and grimdark elements. So today I'm going to talk about, in no particular order, 5 cursed items within the world of the Wheel of Time. First on that list is the Mind Trap, or Corsouvra. Crafted in the heart of Shale Ghul, it is a macabre instrument of domination. It appears innocent enough, a small cage woven from glistening gold wire carrying a crystal. But within, gruesome alchemy takes place. To activate it, first the victim's blood and saliva are added, transforming the delicate crystal into a sickly shade of pink, a mix of beauty and horror. Once completed, this abomination is thrown over a lake of golden stone, hovering above the very spot where the boar seems to fester. There it pulsates, gleaming with light, while the unfortunate victim writhes in agony, as if their very essence merges with the cursed device. The person who wields the mind trap becomes a Miakova, in the old tongue meaning, the one who owns me, or more simply, my owner. Holding one gives the tormentor a great deal of power over the victim, because channeling near their own Corsouvra is sheer torment, and as proximity increases, the victim's pain reaches unbearable levels. When channeling very close to the mind trap, it is unsure if the victim can survive. When the controller lightly touches the mind trap, the victim feels the control over their mind, no matter the distance. But with a rougher touch meant to shatter the mind trap, the action results in the victim's psyche being torn apart and their body left entirely at the mercy of the wielder, fully aware of their actions, but hopelessly paralyzed to intervene like a helpless puppet. It's a nightmarish state where the mind remains trapped with a non-responsive body, akin to being buried alive within one's own flesh. The profound isolation and helplessness makes it a deeply frightening experience, and the individual is condemned to witness any of the depraved events their body takes part in without any means of participating or expressing their thoughts and emotions. Next on the list is the ruby hilted dagger, an ancient artifact dredged from the depths of Shadar Logoth's grim history. About 1,000 years before we see the abandoned city in the Eye of the World, Shadar Logoth was once a great thriving city called Eredhall. But during the Trolloc Wars, it fell to a force not related to, but just as terrible as the Dark One's own embrace. Legend has it that one day a mysterious man named Mordath entered the king of Eredhall's court, pledging himself to the service of the king, recommending that the key to winning the never-ending attacks by Shadowspawn was to fight the evil of the Dark One with darkness itself. Soon after his plan was implemented, Eredhall rotted like a festering wound, with citizens turning on one another so fiercely and quickly that no records remain of what actually happened, leaving nothing but an abandoned, ruined city and the evil that was born there locked behind its walls. And within those very walls lie the ruby-hilted dagger, contaminated with the evil of the city, waiting to pass on its darkness to any unfortunate soul who carries it, tainting them with crazed paranoia and mistrust. A simple scratch from this cursed weapon leaves the person with a terrifying fate. As flesh festers and blackens, life withers to nothingness within seconds. The dagger is one of the most bizarre yet interesting items within the series because it stems from the idea that one can seemingly destroy evil coming from the Dark One with evil itself, but with dire consequences. One can only guess what was actually happening within the city of Eredhall and what they were planning in terms of a weapon to fight the Dark One. Whatever it was so bad everyone went missing and inanimate objects within the walls were infected with its evil. Next on the list is the Shan blood knife rings. The land of Shan has no shortage of sinister items, but one that stands out is the blood knife ring. Worn by elite assassins, it is a ter'angreal in the form of an obsidian stone ring that imbues the phantom wearer with incredible strength and unholy speed, also allowing the unique ability to blend into the shadows. To activate the blood knife ring, the wearer, or blood knife, must offer up a droplet of their own blood, then touching the blood to the ring. Once the ritual is complete, the dark magic of the ring begins to feed on the life of the wearer, poisoning their own blood against them like venom, and irreversibly draining them of their life force. Before setting out on a mission, the blood knife performs a ritual where the leader who sends them to their death will lean in, pressing a kiss to their forehead while saying, "May your death bring victory, may your knife draw blood. May your children sing your praises until the final dawn." Removing the ring can slow down the inevitable death of the wearer, but the moment the blood ritual begins, the fate of the wearer is sealed. The fact this cursed item exists just shows the lengths the Shan will go for the outcome of a suicidal mission aimed at maximum destruction. The creation of ter'angreal was forgotten to the current age, so the mysterious origin of the blood knife ring is unknown. We can only guess as to what the purpose for them may have been. Why would channelers create something so terrible knowing its use would result in death? Are they perhaps a relic of the shadow, or were they created intended to fight it? Whether they were created during the War of Power or the Breaking is unknown. The one thing that is certain is that the blood knife ring is incredibly rare and incredibly deadly. Next on the list is the Idam, another Shan ter'angreal, which consists of a silver collar and bracelet connected by a leash used to dominate and dehumanize channelers. This contraption forges a connection between the two channelers, allowing one, the Soldam, absolute mastery over the other's channeling abilities, reducing the wearer to a mere puppet. The wearer of the collar, known as Damane, is seen as a subhuman possession to be ruthlessly controlled no better than an animal. This device serves as a tool for keeping the Damane captive in a multitude of horrifying ways. It incapacitates her if she attempts to escape, causes her to endure twice the pain inflicted on her Soldam, and robs her of the ability to wield any weapon. The first item was made by a female channeler named Dian Sedai, a Shan woman who wanted to win the admiration of Luther Pandrag and assist him in his consolidation of the Shan continent by giving him a weapon to control the female channelers who opposed him. Her good deed won her no gratitude, and Luther Pandrag collared her by her own mechanism. It is said that her screams shook the towers she was held in. In a world with so many types of magical devices, the Idam stands out as a sinister form of enslavement, but also brainwashing. It also allows those in power to control not just actions, but also thoughts, using both rewards and punishments. It's a level of control that goes beyond historical forms of oppression, making even well-behaved individuals unable to think negatively about their oppressors. This terrifying process is an extreme and otherworldly form of slavery and manipulation achieved through powerful magic, securing it a spot on this list. Our next cursed item is the Thandar Blade, or the sword carried by a Myrddraal. At first glance, this gruesome weapon seems to be something crude but simple, a sword that poisons the victim of whomever it draws blood from. When used, it makes wounds that cannot heal unaided, or causes deadly fevers and strange illnesses that medicine cannot touch. But the blade itself is just the tip of the iceberg. First, we must consider how it's made. At the valley beneath Shale Ghul lies a place where the Dark One's forces work, smithing a staggering amount of weapons fit for his bloodthirsty army of Myrddraal. The Thandar blades are forged by a giant lifeless creature known as a Shadow Forger, a mammoth man-like creature made of stone with dead eyes and skin so hard it reflects any weapon. In the heart of the accursed forge, an assembly of no less than 50 souls wait at any given time, helpless, standing in dreadful anticipation. Once the searing metal takes shape, the Shadow Forger plunges the hot blade into water, turning the once milky white blade black as night. Then in a ritual, the blade is thrust into the flesh of a sacrificial human as their screams echo through the accursed forge. This horrifying final stage completes the transformation of the weapon, but it is not entirely certain how. Author Robert Jordan was once quoted saying, "There is more to making the Myrddraal sword than simply quenching it in a living body," though I am not going to go into details here. It must be a human body. Trollocs, for instance, though much easier to procure, would not work, implying that the final step requires a victim in possession of a healthy soul, ripping it out of the victim. The next terrifying thought is how many men, women, and children it takes to supply enough blades to be made for the countless armies of Myrddraal spanning the length of the entire series. That wraps up my list for the most cursed items in the Wheel of Time. If you have any theories or ideas about some of these more mysterious weapons and ter'angreal, let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you back next time.